All right, hello there, everybody. I am.
Man, Doubt is dying again. Holy shit.
Spanish flu.
Go now.
Are you
Wait,
ready?
I'm
but
ready.
but you know what it is this time? Is it like just?
I didn't even know what was the last time.
All right, I'll give it a second crack. All right, hello there, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ajmoha, and third time's the charm. After 3 finals in a row for the Gamer Legion players, we finally managed to take a trophy home. After Jordan and Viper, I think it's fair to say, demolished Hart and Leary in the final of the Cartographers. I think it's pretty fair to say.
Opa.
Big words.
And just as we did with recent tournaments, we decided to get together as a team to talk about the games and sort of hear everybody's take and thoughts on the tournament. Nili, unfortunately, is not going to be able to be here, but yeah.
At least he was there for third place.
Sorry.
Okay, but before you actually get to the games, Tato, I want to ask you something. I think this question has been asked like 50 times today, maybe 100 times.
I wonder what this is.
Me as well.
And I just want to have, a video or something where your answer personally can be heard, So what happened with the 30 Arbalests on Golden Lakes, bruv?
I'm not 100% sure, but what it felt to me is like I had the Arbalest selected, and I went to the lake because I wanted more army, and I wanted to delete the fire ships, and I think I misclicked the fires, so I didn't select
You
anything
think?
else. It looks like that, right? And then
It looked like that.
I did like the mass delete, right? So I delete everything, and then I went to the arches, and I was clicking one to go to the arches. It's not moving. I checked the traps, and I was like, oh god.
Did it make a
I-
difference,
oh,
or was the
God.
game over anyway?
I have no idea.
I
Game
think
was
we're
over.
still winning, but it would have been a different.
Did you just ask deleting
scene.
50 Arbalests made a difference? Yes, it made a difference. It made a slight difference.
Well, yeah, well, I lost all the traps as well because I didn't have army to defend them, right? Yeah. But, like, for sure, it made a difference. Not sure if we will have come back still, but at least we had some chances. After that, it was completely over.
When I saw that in the middle, like, and all of a sudden looking there, 50 Arbalests gone. It's like, is there a siege on it or somewhere, or what? What's going on?
Tato couldn't get the demo there, so he had to do something.
Dad, how did you feel in that moment?
I was glad it was not me.
You have someone to blame for the loss, right?
Exactly.
All right, but let's talk about the winners. Jordan, Viper, well done, my
Whoa.
friends. Amazing,
very much.
amazing. And I gotta say, Jordan, is this the best Age of Empires you have played in your life, or at
I
least in
wouldn't
the recent years?
Yeah, I wouldn't say best, but for sure best I've played in recent time. So I
Is
would
it
say
the
this year.
pressure? Is it just the pressure is not there anymore? What is it?
I'm not sure. There is certain things going on currently which are a little bit changing. So I don't know. I have to analyze what it comes down to. No idea.
You want to talk about those?
Not every aspect.
Okay, that's
One-
fair. We'll
but-
leave it at that.
Yeah, but one thing for sure is, for example, the full time. The pressure is not as much there anymore because of the monetization topic. So that helps for sure. I feel like I am capable of playing with a bit of a clear mind, so that helps.
I
think
was
your teammate
wondering-
helps too.
Huh?
I think your teammate helped too.
I think so.
And that was actually going to be my second question because I wonder, you told me once, and I think Dowd has talked about this before, and Viper too, that you yourself, you feel like you're not someone who's able to make, sometimes it's not able to make good decisions. Does it make a difference when you have a teammate telling you what to do? Although I got to
100%.
say, you guys were remarkably silent playing the games. But does it make a difference when you have someone kind of giving you directions? Hey, go for this unit, go for that.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I think I benefit a lot playing without Viper and Tado, because all three of them are so extremely smart. Also, while playing, they are
Wow.
able to adapt and, take decision on the moment. And, it's not like my decision making is super bad, but not
course.
on their level. And I know, especially with Viper, it feels like the both of us are thinking the same most of the time. So we don't have to communicate a lot. We know where to focus on. And yeah, we understand each other pretty well. So it helps.
Viper, do you think same like Jordan? You take insults like that,
Jordan,
just and
please be careful, Jordan, with what you're saying here.
I mean,
Uh,
you're gonna take it like that?
in life, we have similar outlook on life, yeah, but on Age of Empires, it's a little bit different, okay, Jordy? Careful.
I thought we're on such a good moment right now. I can throw it in there without
The
anyone.
tournament is over, the banter is
going-
back.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're on a good wavelength, and like we have a good synergy in what we want to do and what we want to accomplish, and like execution wise, we also know exactly how the other one wants to play things and do things, so that helps a lot.
It was funny for me because, during the games against Doubt and Tato, you guys were losing 3-1. And there were a lot of people in the chat saying, there's no communication between these two. How can they ever win? Right? Typical Twitch chat. And then today, there's no communication and they just win. They just understand each other blind. It's
What
like
do you mean no communication?
It does feel like you guys talk remarkably little. That was my feeling, at least.
Compared to when we were streaming and like playing Rage Forest, yeah,
I
for sure.
guess, or compared to other teams. I don't know. We've heard other teams play as well. It did feel to me like was remarkably little communication, especially in the last game, for example, which I guess makes sense because you're sort of in different positions, right? You're totally on opposite sides of the map.
2 TCs, 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk all the time?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it makes total sense. But that game was especially remarkable.
I think our communication is very efficient, right? We communicate when we have to. It's like we don't have to do all the like small talk, like, right? Why do I have to tell them that? Oh, I'm doing
like
horse color, right?
Yeah.
We're being very concise to the point, like important information that the other person should know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
switching
but-
to Mango Day, for example.
I feel like there's a backstory to this. I feel like there's a backstory here.
No,
Oh, it's a big one actually.
Very well.
it's a painful one.
It's painful.
Why did they say that?
Now, one of you have to tell the story now.
Yeah.
Jordan is a good storyteller.
So what was it? We were playing the
Battle
finals
Africa.
of Boa 2. Is
Wow.
it Boa 2?
Jay, I think.
Wait,
One,
wait,
or
wait.
three.
Wait,
No,
wait,
it
in
was
Doubt
three,
is still talking about it? It's like a
Yes.
story that's like 5 years old? Okay.
It lost us the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was Boa 3, and it was game 8. We were up 4-3, and we were playing. How was the map called?
This is slope.
Yeah.
Was it
It's
Desert
the one-
Slope?
there's like a circle of forest, and in the middle you have like down to like shore fish and hunt, and
Yeah.
I think it was this is slope.
yeah, I think it
So
sounds
Battle
right.
Africa is 3v3, just to make
Yeah.
sure, right?
Yeah.
And I was on the
Exactly.
bench, so I was like,
Yeah,
"You guys take it over."
Yeah, that because that map we probably was the map that we practiced the most. We had the
Mhm.
perfect seat we wanted. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, this map is ours.
Okay,
We
I
cannot
think
lose
I
it.
remember. Is that the one where you can block the path with dogs? There's like a
no.
marsh circle
No,
around
no.
the.
No,
Okay.
it's the one that you need to chop.
You have to chop out.
You can chop out, and there's a lot of hand on the middle as well.
A lot of
But you
people
chop-
went. Go on, Tato.
No, sorry. That was,
Yeah, like, a lot of people went Celts to chop out fast to run around
Right,
to the
like
enemy and
KS
like
Pit.
wall them in. Yeah,
Kind of.
Okay, go ahead, Jordan. But tell the story.
No,
please.
it's fine.
No,
So
no, tell the story.
Yeah, it's fine. So anyway, that was pocket. I was flank, and I was Mongols. And beginning of cast stage, I tell him because things didn't work out as in practice. I told him I will go Mangodai, and he thought with me saying that, okay, Jordan goes Mangodai in late Imperial Age. That's fine. I can drop my TC now in the middle because he will support me with archers like in practice. And he looked at my base until when 3 people were attacking him in the middle, and he didn't get any support from me. He was wondering, like, what the fuck is he doing? And I'm like, I'm Mangodai. And he's like, oh shit.
We practiced it out 10 times, and he was like, always archers, I go scouts. I go knight, he goes crossbow, and we win. And we hit a really good opening as well. At least I did. And then suddenly Jordan, I go Mango Day because he lost all archers. I didn't even know that. I dropped TC in the middle as well.
Well, you can
What
tell
hurts
it's a
even
painful
more-
memory.
what hurts even more that Tato's start was perfect and he was in such a good spot.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and like,
How come we talk about this?
Wrong tournament. Focus on good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, I think you just won a tournament, Jordan. So we need to keep the balance. We need to bring back
Yeah.
bad memories. Did you guys actually see the games, Doubt, Tato, or not really?
It's best of
it was a
9.
little bit.
So that means no,
Did
I
you
think.
split out?
it was 6 games, Doubt.
It was
was
best of 9. I checked the score is 3-0. Right? I did. I checked when it was El Dorado, Bulgarians Celts, right? And I was like, okay, they are now gonna do something funny. If they win this, let's throw away series. It's over. And they sling. The broken sling is back. And I think score was shifting. Like I was watching it on my phone, so I couldn't know exactly what's going on. But obviously, night sling, right, for the Bulgarians. Not sure how good it went for you guys, but apparently won.
Well, the sling, it wasn't. I mean, this whole strategy was improvised, right? It looked like we had prepared this for months, to be fair. But and Jordan also randomly in the middle of the game, yeah, I'm going to sling you. And I was like, well, okay.
I go
So,
Margaret.
Very much, exactly. So,
Well,
Viper
Slinky's
was
never
able
wrong.
to adapt to my spontaneous actions.
no, I think it was good control. So,
Yeah.
it was
All
good.
right, let's. I always prefer to go game by game, so let's just make it quick. Game one, the wall. I find this a brilliant name.
Zawal.
It's Z. Does anyone know the story about the wall? Why is it the? Not the.
It's Zawal. I thought it was from like the way John Slow pronounces things.
Ah,
I think so as
that
well.
makes
I
total
think so as well.
sense.
It's because
That
he
makes
says
total
the-
sense.
He's
The
a
wall.
clown, right?
Interesting.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it was Teutons and Cumans for Game Religion against Turks and Burgundians. It was a great game. It was actually a great game. Yeah, talk about your thoughts.
I think they had very scary civilizations as well. I was thinking if we were able to get Cuman Boom going very smoothly, then we have a lot of options to play in later Castle Age. But yeah, things turned out pretty scary. The Monk Rush by Viper was not as successful as we planned to, and then Libri also going very hard with the Janissaries forward castle as well onto my economy. So it was very dicey, and I have no idea how we won that game. But
Is a Monk Rush actually less effective in a 2v2 in a team game? Because there's always someone that can just come and
it depends.
Hmm.
It can be better as well because you have a supporting unit, right? You don't only have monks, suddenly you have an ally that also supports you, right? Like we saw Doubt and Tato when they played against Amigos, for example, right? Tato went full light cav, Doubt went boom.
Boom.
Yeah, but like
what
you
is
saw what the Amigos did, right? They had Monk Rush and a Rambai, right? Was it a Rambai?
No,
The
Husi
Husi
Dragons.
Dragons.
Hoofnitsa, yeah.
No, no, no.
I said Dragons.
Asa
Sorry, it's
Wagon,
late. Been a long day. Yeah, like then you have a supporting unit with the Monk Rush instead, right? So maybe it's even stronger in 2v2.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember what caster was watching, but he was saying that he feels like people are overestimating the power of the monks on the wall and on 2v2s as well.
I mean, if anything, it forces a big reaction, right? So like Hart had to like stop full free booming. He had to start adding stables, light cav, etc., etc. Lyri had to come help defend him. So
Right.
Lyri
Leary
it's hard
stayed
to
1
say.
TC for a long time. I think that's
Yeah.
probably what cost him the game. He stayed 1 TC for a long time.
But that's also why they played so aggressive, right? Because they felt like they had to do damage, right?
Yeah.
If that's the 8 range Janissary, I feel like things could be a bit different there, right? It's so much harder to deal with an 8 range Janissary, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it was so scary. Once I think you had 2 castles in the front as well, right? So
Yeah, one right smack between you guys.
exactly. So I don't know how we won that game, but it was scary. Also, they had strong imperial civs, so and we were on a timer for sure.
Do you think they have better civs? Actually, I
I
think.
think in Imperial Age they had better saves, yeah. Post imp, right?
Mm.
Full trade.
But that trade is short. I don't know. I think I will still favor your civs actually.
Yeah.
But we have Teutons. Well, we have like Halberdiers, Esso, Bomber Cannon, Coronation Castle.
And
I would have
Paladin.
thought Teutons is the best save in that game, isn't it?
Nah, Turks by far.
I mean, Turks can be a bit annoying to tutors, but you have Paladin, right?
Yeah, but Burgundians have Paladin, stronger gunpowder as well, Halb. Turks have heavy cow archer. I don't know. To me, it
I
feels
guess
like
it's-
to me it feels like it should be. I mean, but it's close, right? Since we're arguing about it or discussing about it, right? So
yeah.
All right.
sure.
Game 2, Nomad, was a quick one. So that was Burmese and Berbers for Game of Legion and Vietnamese and Malians for Aftermath. Felt to me, watching, but let me know your thoughts, that you just had like almost the perfect build order, Viper. You were so quick with the fire galleys, and you completely destroyed fish very early on. Felt like they were surprised by how quick you were. That was how I felt like about the game.
well, I think both of them were building up with a fast castle in mind, right? So I don't think it was like surprising that someone went feudal age fast. But yeah, I mean, I scouted Leary's dock right next to me, right? And Jordan had scouted Leary that he was right next to him. So to me, it makes sense then that I try to go up faster to take his fish, so Jordan gets a head start there. And yeah, since we had the landlock as well, we were fishing on opposite sides. Jordan fish was completely safe, so I could also go on to Heart afterwards. And they didn't make any resistance in water, right? So it was very easy to win the water, so to say. And then yeah, we all kind of hit castle edge similar times and had some castle drops. It was fun.
Tons of castle. Indeed, that was pretty fun. Game 3, Arabia, Ethiopians and Slavs. So I've learned it's now Slavs, it's now Slavs. Apparently it's Slavs, yeah.
I like Slavs more.
For Game Religion, and Incas and Franks. One thing that one of the casters has pointed out, there was like a big wood line between you both, and units were going around that wood line the whole time.
True.
Did that play a role in any way, or not really?
I don't think it was very important, but yeah, sometimes it was harder to support the ally then, of course, but it's not a big deal.
Potentially a longer walk for Lear and Hart as well if they want to attack one and then the other, right? So
yeah.
I felt like it was defending both of you. One thing that told me you were feeling the series, Jordan, was because you had like this really annoying light cav, which is killing villagers from Heart left and right.
Yeah.
You killed 2 of his farms as well when he just dropped the foundation. That really told you you're feeling it. You were so fast, you were everywhere. And that's what allowed you to go inside, right? That's sort of what sealed the deal. I felt like you managed to go inside his base. Both of you guys did, and that was kind of over from that point, right?
Yeah, I think I was also very fortunate there that things turned out the way they turned out, and then I was able to cause so much havoc just with one unit, and then I somehow managed to get 7 light cav in there as well through his gate. I think he opened it by mistake. Then from there it was just disastrous from him.
Then I think he deleted the house, and then Viper arrived at that moment with his crossbows. Just
everything goes
disaster.
down. Yeah.
Okay, then so far that was all victories for you guys. Game 4 as well. That's the game that we were just talking about before. El Dorado, Bulgarians and Celts. So and apparently that was totally random. How did you guys make that work?
How did we make it work? Well, I mean, like we were drafting for every other map because we saw their civs and thought they had really good civs for El Dorado. So we were like, okay.
Let me say what the civs were: Chinese and Persians for you.
No, but I mean, like before we knew that where they're going to use it, we saw their draft and it's like, okay, they probably have very good civs for El Dorado because it's their home map as well, right?
Right.
So we down prioritized our draft toward we prioritized our draft towards every other map, and then El Dorado kind of got what was left over. And then during the draft, it was just like, Celts can do this and this maybe on water, and Bulgarians, maybe you can go like cheap blacksmith upgrade, maybe open an arm scouts, you know. It was only during the start of the game that I realized as well that we can also build crepe posts, right? Cheap crepe posts. So if you get the middle, that can be quite valuable.
You mean like the whole 7 of them, I think?
Yeah, 7 or so, yeah. But it was like the whole strategy was improvised from the start, and also adapted a lot in between as well. Jordan randomly slung me. Yeah, he also went like after he came to the middle, he went fast imp to get trebs from Celts, which also shoot faster. See, this was not planned. This was just all came together, right? Like cheaper crepe posts. It's just one of those games where the stars align.
But weren't you guys practicing whole week with secret strategies? Jordan got plans like in the Discord. You guys were all over the place. Like, oh, Jordan, amazing to plans. Oh, God. And then there's nothing, like only meta and improvise.
And it was also certain strategies were for certain maps, right?
Yeah.
Monocle was one.
Nobody ever played that map.
We didn't get to play. If we had it in this.
Yeah, exactly. We were about to use that. And then another one would be Colosseum, but that was not drafted today.
Do we save Monocle for next event, or you're going to share?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
No. This is too good to be shared out.
Jordan, we had the strategy for El Dorado as well, but we didn't. I don't know. I didn't think about it at all when we were drafting today.
I thought about it, but yeah. We had a different great plan.
Yeah.
Well, did you have the sibs for it?
For El Dorado, no. For Monocle, yes. We had exactly what we wanted there.
No, but you said you had a plan for El Dorado too.
No. Yeah, I didn't think about it at all. So, like, my brain didn't think about drafting the civs for that at all.
Right. How much of a role does Sling still play with 50% tax? Is it enough to sort of discourage it? Is it still very strong?
I don't think it's very strong. I think it can be good, depending on situation. But overall, I would say it's better not to Sling.
Mm-hmm. I think today it was like, I got a small boost. It's like, I would have gotten probably the control with the Sling or without. But I mean, it certainly helped my development early castlers as well, right? Keep villager production, get a second TC in the middle. So it gave a little boost, but I don't think anything like full commitment to stay in feudation Sling the rest of the game, right? I don't think that type of Sling is good. with these types of taxes, of course. But yeah, just like a small sling to give another guy a boost can probably be solid.
Doubt? Sling?
I
powerful?
was always for the sling because it's like a part of the like extra strategy in the game, right? If there is no sling, there is like we saw on land maps, it's always scouts and archers, always like
If
that.
there's no
especially
sling,
in
there's
bigger
no
team game.
market,
Eh?
right?
How do you mean no
There's no-
market?
If there's no sling, there's no market.
No. Sling was a good in team. Like Sling is market for 1v1. I think Sling is important to break the meta a little bit. Now taxes, maybe 50% is too much. Maybe it should be 40. Who knows? Somebody needs to balance, but team game tournaments are not that popular. So thank you, Viper, for making one.
You're welcome.
Tato, opinion on Sling?
I love Sling. I think should be part of the team games. It gives a lot of options as well. It opens more like the window for surprises, and I think 50% is fine because people won't. I don't think it's good to sling with 50%. It's just situational. There are some moments where you can maybe sling like 100, 200 resources that will cost you double, but still that can boost your teammate. But that's something that you will not do all the games. Maybe you will do on one or two because your teammate feels like he needs it. So overall, I'm in favor of Sling, and I think the taxes here were fine actually, because 40% maybe is people will Sling more, but having 50, you think about twice, and I think these probably were really good settings to test how it was.
Sling is. I think it's important to remember for people, or to at least explain to people who haven't been around forever. But if you think about team game tournaments 5 years ago, people would sling all the time, right? So sling would kind of be abused, and it felt like there was no counter to it. The only counter was like to sling yourself. I remember one particular game. I think it was the First Nations Cup.
Oh no, okay, not that one.
Oh yeah, well,
I know what
K-Cow
Todd
was
is
to be
thinking
the
about.
slinger in the case of the tires, for example. But yeah, I remember
That's
one
Carl's.
particular game. What was it? I think it was Argentina in the first SY Nations Cup, Argentina Brazil. They triple slinged every single game, and it worked. They actually won. They were third then at the end of the tournament. So that's what we probably don't want to have to, right?
Yeah.
You
That's
don't want to
right.
triple sting Jordan, I can tell you that. That's something you don't want to do.
We won the game, to be fair,
I don't know how.
but Elite Huskell
Let's
was missing
convert.
for a while. But yeah, on Sling, like I think the issue I always had with Sling was that like if you're playing having a 2 or 3 people slinging, like they're not partaking in the game except like sending resources, right? And I feel like if you have 44, you have 8 different civilizations. I would love to see 8 different variety of units, right? Sling takes away from that again. So
it's also worth pointing out that in the earlier days, there were walls were a lot stronger. They were a lot harder to kind of open up and punish, right? So these days it's a little bit easier. So yeah, well, it's something to try for sure.
I think a big issue is just especially on land maps where Arabia, for example, you can choose the position, the civ, and then it's so predictable, scout archer all the time. In the
Okay,
past,
miss
it was
the
also
random,
different.
yeah.
If you're Frank's flank, and all of a sudden, right?
Mayan's
It's
pocket.
Mayan's
that was
Mayan's
good.
pocket. I think yes, with the
Aztec's pocket is
position,
horrible.
position selection, it is more fair, but it's just not as exciting.
but then you have as well, if we start allowing Sling without taxes at all, right? Whatnot. Suddenly you have Arabia games and you have Viking pocket, right? Wonder what he's gonna do, right? So
And also, I think another issue is that usually in tournaments you draft a lot of ships, and if a Sling is super viable, people will have probably 1 weak sieve, and they will have 2 strong sieves, right? And that one is going to Sling most of the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to draft sieves where they are not the strongest, and you will have a really good sieve for one map. Like that's kind of when we prepare for Boa as well. We were like, okay, we will have Boa 1 because that's when the Sling was allowed, right? I think on Boa 2 and Boa 3 the Sling was different, no?
I
think
have
so.
no idea.
I don't remember.
No.
I don't
So
remember
Boa 1
Sling
you
at
could
all.
on Boa 1 Sling was allowed from Feudal as well.
Mhm.
Like imagine in Beach Fight I was Slinging in Feudal as well.
true.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we were thinking, okay, we have 1 or 2 strong C for each map, and then we have another one that will sling. It doesn't matter that much which one it was, right? So I think that's not what we want to accomplish if the taxes are too low for Sling, for sure.
Okay, cool. let's move on to game 5, Migration. So Gamer Legion was playing with the Romans and Dravidians against Saracens and Armenians. Yeah, what an amazing game. I feel like Migration these days is kind of giving us a lot of great games, isn't it? I mean, Warlords, there were a ton of really good Migration games. This one I felt like was a really great game too. So it was the only game you guys lost. So what happened there?
For myself, I think I tried to transition to the middle too fast, right? I went to the middle, build barrack, stable, monastery, and Lear was playing full water on his side. I think if I stayed water, I was in a good spot. So I kind of regret just not going all out on water because I feel like maybe I could have won the water in that case. And then again, would have been easier from there, right? But at least from my side, that's where I felt like that's the one thing I could have done differently. But then again, we also want to get presence in the middle, so it's a hard balance to strike. And yeah, of course, the second I inform Jordan I'm going to lose water, it doesn't make sense for Jordan to go full water either, right? So he has to adapt to that as well.
Yeah, I think committing more on water makes sense. That's what they did, and that just helps you to gain control of the main island of the other ones as well. You can deny so much economy, and it's also awkward to get your economy into the land in the middle or the island in the middle. So it felt like their strategy was a little bit better, but I think we still did a very good job in the middle, and we almost made the comeback there. So we had a little bit more ground. So yeah, it was good, but Saracens was scary, and also the priests, they are shredding things pretty nicely, I have to say.
The warrior priests.
Yeah,
You guys
crazy.
held on for such a long time. Somebody in chat was suggesting, Viper, I don't know if this would have made a difference, that you make legionaries. Would that have made a difference?
I mean, what they had composite
Mamelukes.
bowmen, they had Mamelukes, Hussar. I'm not sure if Legionnaires is. I mean, they would have been good against the champions for sure.
And against the
But-
priests, right?
Oh yeah, but priests were only like he didn't have too many priests. He had a couple like early imp, right? But I'd rather just use my light cap to kill them, and then yeah, the Romans are a little bit limited. Maybe scorpions, but then again,
Scorpions,
I don't know.
maybe, yeah.
yeah, I didn't have the gold income to mass produce any unit anyway, so I was a little bit limited.
How are Romans on water actually? Because they have the +2 attack and they have the extra armor. Does that make them like a top civ, in water?
+2 attack is only after unique tech though, right?
Unique technology, yeah.
Yeah.
The Castle Age unique technology.
I mean, I was against Saracens on water, right? And you also have the better economy due to the 5% extra work rate. So, like, I felt like I had an early lead on there and more numbers. I took better fights and the armor helped. So, I think they're pretty good in long distance where you make galleys. So, yeah. But in post Imperialish, I haven't really seen like full galleons from Romans in post Imp, so I can't say.
They don't have bracelet though, but
Right.
so that hurts a little bit.
But if you have +2 attack, you have the same damage, right? You're just missing the range.
And you have
Yeah.
Drawmans.
And they have one armor, no? Or don't they?
They have
plus
the
one,
extra
plus
one
one
armor.
extra.
Yeah.
Plus one,
Yeah,
plus one,
cool.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's a bonus. The other one would be the unique technology. Okay, last game, 4 seasons. Lithuanians and Bengalis for Gamer Legion, and Mayans and Hindustanis for Aftermath. I don't even know. I can't even begin to understand how you play a map like that. It's, I mean, we've had tons of maps with like 2 TC starts. Not tons of them, but I remember a couple of them. But in this case, you're just in complete opposites of them. I don't know. What goes on in your guys' heads when you're playing a game like this? You decide you're going to focus on one side and barely look at the other one. What goes on in a game like this?
That's the game where you hear our communication, right? It's gone.
Yeah, it was pretty gone.
It's tough. I think most important in the beginning is that you get a smooth start and get walls up, because walls help so much in these kind of scenarios. And then you can think about strategic approaches. Yeah, it is so much adapting, and I don't know, it's tough. It's very tough.
Great. So I was watching that game from your guys' point of view or from Viper's point of view, and it felt like your guys both were doing pretty good. Well, I was seeing Viper. Viper was sort of ahead of Hearts, and you felt, Jordan, like you were neck and neck against Leary,
Yeah.
but at some point feels like things started unraveling for you. But I could not see it because I was watching Viper's point of view. So what sort of tilted the scales there for you?
So he had plumes versus my elephant archers, and he switched to eagles, and I was a little bit slow with the transitioning to champions, and then he overrun me completely. The good thing for me though was it was the corner where I didn't only have, I don't know, one third of my economy, So it was very easy for me to reboom on the other one. And I was also fighting with hard a little bit on that corner. So then I could commit there 100%, was able to clean hard up. In the meantime, Viper cleans hard up in the other section, annoys Lyri a little bit. Lyri is now switching focus on Viper, then I have a little bit more time, can do my transitions, and then it is tough. It's like back and forth all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, what was the game plan for you, Viper? I'm just gonna boom and then try to kill two.
First off, it's just like Jordan says, you get a good start and take it from there. Plan was always to get to Lightus somehow. I ended up playing against the Hindustanis though, right? So he went camels himself, which was a bit of a tricky one to deal with. But I always felt like I had a good economy. And whenever I looked at score, Jordan was still a couple of 100 points ahead. I guess that was because he won water and had water.
He was
maybe
very slightly ahead of Lyri the whole time.
Yeah, because I every time I looked at score, it looked like Jordan was in a good spot. So that always also gives me like a positive
Confidence,
affirmation, right? Okay, this is looking good. I just don't want to mess up anything here on my end, right? Yeah, I felt like I took good trades against Hart back and forth all the time, and I had a feeling like Lithuanians I was also pulling ahead economically. And yeah, the second it stabilized was Hart, and I was able to go to Imp. I also wanted to try and push Lyri, right? And Lyri built, I think, 3 castles in the bottom corner, and I was able to treball them down and take out his economy there. But yeah, as I was doing that, Jordan was like, "Oh, watch out, Viper!" I see like
There's
30
a hole, yeah.
eagles and like everything coming in on my right side. That was when I was a bit scared that okay, this could get out of control really fast. But yeah, Jordan at the same time had obviously recovered the top side against Hart, and he was breaking through to come to the right side again. So, but yeah, that's I love that map so much.
So much, yeah.
I think it's so fun to play. And I'm thinking now as well, like, can we see that map in 4v4 as well, or would that just be boring because it's 1v1v1v1?
Please no.
Please
You
no.
do
Don't do
8.
it.
Maybe
eight things.
Can the maps be big enough? Because then you're gonna have what was it, 16 TCs, right?
Yeah, they can make it bigger and have like, I'm
16
not sure how the
TCs.
minimap works in that case. Doubt, you don't like the map, Doubt?
No, I don't do it.
Really?
1 TC is enough for me. It's 9 village start as well, right?
Yeah.
It's
True.
a lot.
True.
It's a lot.
I actually think this is one of the craziest maps we have seen recently in the tournaments.
Do you like it?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Mhm, mhm.
At the end, still, I think that if it develops, the meta, the game will be still crazy, but people will do way more castles.
Yeah.
That's what happened on the double cap, Viper. You remember that?
I remember,
yeah. So at the end, like at the start, you wanted to do some things, but at the end, it was like a castle roost. We
But that
ended
was
playing
also-
with Sicilians as well.
Yeah, but I think that was also because on that map you had like all the stone was in the same corner, right? So if you took that corner, it was like okay, now you can drop castles everywhere else as well. So with this version, it's still like the resources are more balanced, right? So you can have stone anywhere. But yeah, castles give so much control in these small quarters, so it's crazy.
My idea was okay, I will build a forward castle if I have the chance, and I will be mining stone in case I see a castle on my face,
Right,
because I don't know what the other guy's doing.
exactly.
And like you need to be super careful with that. So
Yeah,
I think the stone is probably the most important resource.
I
in
think
that.
so.
I mean we've seen some crazy games on this map, right?
Yeah, for sure. It has been like yesterday missed the game between China and that was insane as well.
The 2v1.
Yeah.
That was insane.
That was the
That's what
crazy
I
one.
watched. Yeah, you did amazing.
Yeah. Dad, what do you think about this map and play it instead of standard regicide?
What do you mean? What the regicide has to do with this map?
You start with more villagers.
You have a king.
You remember that map? Like you start with
Metropolis.
1,000 villagers suddenly.
Metropolis, yeah.
Like until I fix every villager, the game is already over. Give me 3 villagers.
In any case, I thought this was an incredibly fun tournament. And, we usually have this idea, or at least I had, that, team game tournaments are usually not as viewer friendly. It's a lot harder to organize and all these things. Are we maybe sleeping on how fun a 2v2 tournament can be? And would it be worth it, trying to encourage more people to try a 2v2 tournament?
Jordan?
Me? Okay. So for me personally, 2v2 is the least favorite to play and the least favorite to watch.
Interesting.
I think 3v3 for me personally is the most fun, and then 4v4 because in 4v4 if one side loses, the other one could win, and then you have back and forth. But in 2v2 it's really hard because most of the time it is both players play together, and if you win a fight, then most of the time it snowballs, and that's why 2v2 I personally don't enjoy that much. What
Maybe
do
you
the
just
others
didn't
think?
have the fun teammate. Maybe could have been that. That to me had a blast.
Yeah, we were,
It was
we were
so
super.
good. Yeah.
Even when they lost all the Arbalests there.
I think this, surprisingly enough, teaming up with Tato, this was like the one of the most fun that we ever had event. Except one moment. Like
Which one?
against Amigos on Z wall, when I had two
Wall.
Peters and I need to break the wall.
Oh,
I know Tato eyes are all over there. Doubt. Be careful. Now siege workshop. Now wall. I couldn't focus anymore.
because you got the Peter and the Seaworths is like 20 HP and you go to another wall.
I know, but I cannot handle you. His eyes are there and he's like clicking instead of me. Like, I can hear his mouse as well. Like,
I was
Tato,
dead.
leave me alone.
I was dead. I had nothing to do.
These are the best.
That was a crazy game, by the way. That one.
That
Was
was on the draft. That was
good comeback.
same than you with El Dorado. That was on the draft. Like we were
I
okay.
called it.
They had Bohemians and what was the other? Teutons, right?
Teutons, yeah.
Okay, we wanted Britons and they banned it as well on the second. Like it was going to be our first pick to counter them. I went, so okay, that map is lost 100%. And then on the draft we say, okay, what if we go Italians and Goth and we just YOLO and see what happens? And it worked. It worked.
I thought you guys have prepared that strategy.
Same as you guys.
It clicked.
It clicked, man.
It just clicked. Yeah, but I'm wondering, what made it fun for you? Was it the format, the 2v2 format? Was it the maps that were special?
Tato is a special
Tato.
guy. Yeah, he made it fun
right.
for me.
Oh.
And I felt during the whole event like I was in a LAN event. I'm not even kidding. Because Tato was in Barcelona.
right?
Yeah, but all the sounds I hear. Like you see the stage and you're like playing a whole game. And then here and there I hear Tato as well, but constantly you hear the one.
Guys, Nili was also on your team.
Huh?
Nili was also on your team.
Yeah, we saw that today.
Yeah, Nelson, we haven't talked about the third place match. We had GL there as well.
Third place match. Yeah, feel free. I did watch it, so feel free to talk about it, Doubt. How was it like?
You go play with Nili and I ask you how it's like. How about that? No. Nili actually did good. I think he needs more confidence there. I think he was always waiting for my signals and so on. He doesn't like to make the move because he feels under pressure and so on. He doesn't want to make mistakes. But I think he did good.
I think Outcrop game was yours. You should have been up 2-1 after that one.
Yeah.
But probably it's
Absolutely.
because he didn't play enough this map, right? He played two rounds, so he didn't feel confident because he didn't have the chance to play. And he was expecting me to play as well the finals. I told him on this week, right? So I'm pretty sure that he wasn't happy to not be ready to perform his best.
Right.
I think he was very happy to play, and you could hear that he was hyped and he was there. He was motivated. It was fun to play with Nili.
I think he did a good job as well. He played well, except El Dorado.
But he would have liked to prepare it more.
Yes,
That's what
Nili.
Tato wanted to say.
He would
That's
do
what
20
Tato wanted
sets.
to say.
That's what I meant.
Something I'm incredibly curious to hear your takes about. I feel like someone like Nili, who's obviously good at the game, he's been good for many, many years. He puts the time. He constantly talks with the greatest minds in Age of Empires too, like you guys. He had this sort of, he had this grind. He was trying to make it to top 16. He wasn't able to. Why?
Well, I would say something, but then recording would have to be cut off. I will let Tato talk.
How about you say it anyway, and I'll just cut it.
No, he I don't know. Jordan, stop looking at me.
I always have to look at you down and see what's coming out.
I think he didn't grind enough.
Wait, you serious?
Of course, I'm not serious. Yeah, he's the most motivated and most organized person I ever met. He's I remember when he needs to qualify for some event. He is from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. ACCM, from 8 to 10 Margugu, from
Right.
10 to 12, and it's not even a break. It's all so efficient as well.
Yeah, he
And
plays
every
20
day.
20 games per day. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I think it's too much. So what is it?
Well,
I think
is it
sometimes it's
working
too
for
much.
him?
I think sometimes sometimes he has gotten like, okay, he got it down on what he want to do, but then if he has scheduled sets, right, he's not going to cancel them. So I think like even like the day before a tournament, he would grind 4 sets, right? I think, dude, take a step back, relax a little bit, right, before you have to play the big games. So I think he would benefit from sometimes playing a little bit less. But yeah, I mean, everyone at some point has a ceiling as well, right, in terms of how far they can reach. Nili put in a lot of work, and I mean, Nili always saw results, right, to a certain extent. But I mean, the level around him is also so high, right? It's really hard to step up and suddenly make the next step, right?
Did he try too late, maybe? Because you guys all had these moments of grinding when you guys were younger. Does that play a role?
I'm pretty sure he grinded when he was younger as well.
Probably
No,
even more.
Yeah.
I'm sure for me that he grinded more than me. Like last year, he grinded more than me for 20.
I don't think there's a clear answer to like, oh, why did he not make it, right? Or why did he not accomplish what he set out to do or whatnot? But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it depends also on the person. Everyone has their limits, right? Like for example, why have I not reached top 5 in the recent times? Well, it's not because of less grinding. It's just there is a ceiling, right? And everyone has it somewhere else. There are people investing 10,000 of hours in Age of Empires and they cannot break 1K3. No, but just
think-
one. Yeah, Tata, go ahead.
No, sorry, go. Sorry, Jordan.
Just one more point to it. Even if you have the knowledge in theory, you also have to be capable of using that knowledge in the right moment,
Right.
in the pressurous moments, and I think that's pretty hard. And yeah, not many people can do that.
I also want to emphasize just quickly before Tato goes, yeah. Also, I think Nili had a couple of habits that he's never been able to shake, like habits from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And I've told him for last 5 years since I started looking at his game sometimes, like these habits are not great. You need to try and get rid of them, right? But I was never able to see him get rid of them, right? Some things
For
are just
example,
I can't think of it right now, but there's been a couple. Over microing units that are useless, letting macro slip, like just attention to like where to spend the attention, right? He'll micro 4 archers against the mangonel while he's floating 700 wood, right? That part is irrelevant to the game. Making 10 farms can be very relevant, right? Small things like that. But also it's like, yeah, he is in our team and like he's talking with us now, but it's not like we are there 24/7 helping him improve, right? He's training a lot with everyone else, and we could also take some criticism in like how much time we have given to him to help him improve. Because sure, we have offered help here and there and watched his recs, given feedback, etc. But it's not like he has had
a good laugh.
Yeah, good laughs. But it's not like he has had one or two of us on his shoulder the whole time, right?
right.
Yeah.
So just because he's on our team doesn't mean that we have been there all the time to like help him. I also think Nili, I mean, like he's also a streamer, right? And he puts on his own events and he's casting for Red Bull, etc. Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of attention as well there that's taken away from focusing on improving as a player. Suddenly it's like 1 month away focusing on casting, etc., etc. So I mean, there's a lot of small factors that contributed, but yeah.
Tato
Honestly,
still wanted to say something.
Tato, wait for me to finish first.
Yeah,
You wait everybody else.
go ahead.
Honestly, I think if it was not a real time, Nili would be one of the best. I think he gets lost in the moment. Like in poker, he's absolutely amazing because it's turn based. Here, when it's real time and things are happening, he forgets about everything. He would know what to do, but he just gets lost in the game, right? The good example is he takes useless fights because he sees he just drawn into it. So if it was, he could get rid of that habit, but that's him, right? He's a poker player, he's turn based, and something he'll probably never get off.
No. Okay, Tato now.
Can I go now? Well, I guess
I
like,
wanted-
I wanted to say exactly what Viper said. I think he has some bad habits from playing a lot, right? And it's super hard to get rid of them, to be honest. But I think that's something that is like keeping him a bit like away from the top. And also, I think that he's grinding too much, but he's not focusing on like not making the mistakes again. Like grinding 20 games in one day doesn't help you at all if you keep making the same mistakes. And that's something like I think that's something that he can improve there as well, for sure. And the last thing I will say is that he like breaks are super important. Like
I know.
having 2-3 months break, not playing a single game, will have you like will help you clear in your mind and probably
Mm.
like take look at the game from another point of view.
Jordan took years break.
That was too much.
That's why I won a tournament today. You know.
Exactly.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Last thing, I guess. NAC preparation. I'd like to hear your thoughts. How are you guys going to prepare? So, who exactly is invited? Do we know that at all? Viper, of course.
Mr.
Is it the
Yo.
semi-finalists from
Yes,
last
Nili,
year?
Hera, me, and Yo.
Okay, cool. So, if I'm not mistaken, none of you guys can actually meet in the first brackets. I just heard someone say that.
Thank you, Nili.
After
That's why we keep him, not because of the skills.
Yeah, so you guys will have like a training plan. Will there be a boot camp? No, right? I mean, it would be way too late for that. It starts tomorrow, I think, right?
Yeah, go through the maps. Discuss strategies, ideas, and then go to work, play, and see how things work out. Because of course, if you have a theory in your head, then you also have to see how it goes in practice. So that and then just perform on the weekend.
I heard there's like 21 maps, right?
Yes.
So
it's a
21.
lot of maps actually.
Do you like that, Tato, or do you dislike that?
I think it's way too many maps, even for my taste. I think there are way too many, and it is hard, right? Because we don't have that much time. We have played a couple of sets, but we had to focus as well on the 2v2. But this week we will try hard a lot, and obviously this is super important. Qualification for us is the last NACA, and we all want to be there. It's for at least for us, it's good because we are not in the same bracket, so that
Thank you,
helps us
Nili.
to to play, like to practice, like we can focus on practicing without hiding anything, right? So it will be good to, like, it will be a hard week, and for sure we will try our best.
Doubts? 21 maps? Good, bad?
Will we qualify this time?
I can promise you it will go to the decider every set. Now, if I will pass,
We broke the course down. We broke the
Oh,
course.
wait.
no, it's back.
No. You guys were winning 3. I just
Yeah,
noticed.
yeah,
You guys
yeah,
were
I
winning
know.
3-1
I
again.
know. It's back.
Against
Tato.
the tournament winners.
Every tournament I lead and I lose. Sorry, Tato. That's just how it is. I only hope for the Naki to
Did
win
you
the
delete my
final.
Arbalests?
I
Did you
might
delete my
have
Arbalests?
done something with that.
How does it make you feel that you were up 3-1 against the the tournament winners and
Against
lost?
Jordan.
Like you were close, right? It should give you some confidence, right? That you
Nah,
were
we
so
still have
close.
one. We still have won the snake, I think.
We should
We
have
were
won
ahead.
every single map. Look at them.
Snake.
But I had a party in my headset called Barcelona. It was like whole week. Like I honestly felt like I was in DreamHack.
Yeah, what was that, Tato? I saw you were on a LAN party, apparently. What exactly was that? Now I'm curious.
It was like in Barcelona. They were organizing, like, it's not like as big as DreamHack. It's more like a small thing that is in just in Barcelona for the Catalonia people, and they were like just promoting sports and such. And they had like a small LAN, not as big as DreamHack, as I said. It was maybe like 200 people, I think, in the LAN area,
Still, 200. Okay.
and we were like over 40 people from Age of Empires, I would say.
Wow,
It was
nice.
huge. Yeah.
So
It was huge.
20% of the LAN was Age of Empires.
Yeah, like we were like on
Sick.
DreamHack, we were like a small fish on a huge, like
Yeah.
an ocean, and here we were like the shark.
Yeah.
It was
Finally.
It was nice. It was
go.
nice. It was nice.
I could
who
hear
was-
them all.
What's the second best player there? I saw More. Was he the second
More
best?
was there. More was there, and well, we had Gauss as well, Pocholo. There were
Pacho,
a couple
I
of
remember Pacho.
yeah,
A
yeah.
long time. Okay. Doubt, I feel like you still didn't answer. 21 maps for NAC. Is that good for you or not so good?
Yeah, it's too many, obviously. I don't have such a big problem with map number, but the drafting. Like,
Draft.
you cannot prepare. Like, it's impossible. Like, these 21 maps, okay, I decide, I don't know. Acclivity will be my home map. I want to get gods there, or I don't know, Mongols. And suddenly, admin ban Mongols. I can never, I want Bengal, like, let's say some big teams that will never be used. Celts, like a super plan for Celts. Celts randomly banned. and then you just look sad at the draft and like, why did they spend the full week practicing Celts? Like Jordan with Baltic in Warlords.
So is it totally random, the bands? Is it like the Masters of Arena that they just had like a couple months ago?
I think 12 Civs are randomly banned, and then good luck.
10.
But
10.
the funny part is that you like the Civs are banned and then you draft the maps.
It's tricky.
It's tricky. It's like it's a different way of.
It's maps
doing it.
after civs. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
No, it's in between. So
It's in between.
you have banned civs automatic by admin, then you pick the maps, and then you draft the civs.
Okay,
so to
that's
properly
tough.
do the drafts, you would need at least 2 hours. I'm not even kidding. Like, 2 hours would be needed because you need to see then what Civs are banned, how you adapt that with the maps you want to draft now, and then draft the Civs. Like, it's a lot of time. I'm not sure how it will work in actually LAN event.
There must be a timer, right?
Like here at home should be easier, right? But at LAN,
I-
like
I think LAN, they just have to do that. You draft while the other set is playing, right? They cannot have the draft be live.
yeah,
Yeah,
makes
no
sense.
chance.
I mean, we had a best of 9 draft today, maps and civs, and I don't know, we spent 45 minutes maybe.
Pretty long.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
It's
Maybe
complicated.
it should be a common thing that drafts are done like a day before, so people can also prepare more with the draft in mind and things like
You
that.
guys should prepare a strategy. Yeah, that would be actually cool.
That's
Oh, I
actually
likes
good,
that idea.
Well, not for every tournament, but like why not
Later
one
rounds.
tournament? Like no, if its tournament starts like that, it ends like that. You don't switch the rules.
There we go again.
You just don't switch. If you played best of 9, maybe you guys would not be in the finals. So it's
Maybe
different
not.
rules. Yeah, well,
Wow.
that's how it is.
We are champions, so
I know. I don't like it, but I know.
All right, something to think about. Jordan Viper, once more, congratulations, my friends. Great to
Congrats,
finally.
friends.
Congrats, my
friend.
friends. Thank you. Cool to have the winners here finally in these kinds of interviews.
Yeah.
We are all winners. We are all winners.
You're all
No.
winners for sure. In my heart, you're all winners.
I don't feel like one.
It was a playing at home. I think we'll be in finals for sure.
We would be.
if
It
me
would
and
be
Jordan
shorter finals.
if me and Jordan didn't play at 6 a.m. first before we played you, it would have been shorter.
Ooh.
Life is who,
I have
who
to say
cares?
that Jordan was the MVP yesterday. Even
For
at
sure.
that hour, I was like, we drag a bit more, so we tired Jordan, but no, it didn't work. It didn't work.
And like the first game, Black Forest was like, okay, they pick arena. Black Forest, what? Are they tired? Like,
Did you tell them the story of the draft?
no. Well, they know. Like they pick Black Forest for some reason.
We draft 3 categories each, and it was the last one where you have the 3 maps. You have to ban 2, and then the remaining map is the first one. And then Dowd and me wanted arena, and Dowd said, "Okay, it's too late. They will not pick Black Forest because it's too late. Like Jordan needs to go to sleep. So let's ban Wall, and they will ban Black Forest 100%.
Perfect plan.
And then we ban Wall, and we see arena, and we were like, "Oh God, let's make it 2 hours."
I love it. Every time Dowd and I face each other in the tournament, he tries to predict my moves. It never works.
What?
Never.
You practice Baltic like 20 games in Warlords.
No, 2 or 3, but not for you, but for my future rounds.
Oh,
Okay, this time for real, guys. It was really nice. Thank you so much for taking the time. Viper
Thank
and
you.
Jordan, once more, congratulations. I forgot to say at the beginning, if you like these types of videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget it. Okay? Thanks, everybody. I shall see you guys soon. Ciao.
Good one,
Yeah,
Tato.
bye-bye.
I was looking at the camera. That's why I failed. I was looking at the camera. I failed.